Hey guys, welcome to Malkid Talks, a Wheel of Time cooking show. I am back again a lot sooner than expected, which I'm really happy about. And today we are going to be making soup. Specifically, we're making a peppered mushroom soup that you will find, I'm pretty sure, in the Gathering Storm, but don't quote me on that. This is a suggestion. I'm going to give a shout out now. This is a suggestion from the boys at the Black Tower. For those of you not aware, this is the soup that gets spilled during a certain dinner with a certain dignitary that most people don't like, served by a woman that most people do like. And I'll leave it there to avoid spoilers. But this soup is nicely peppered in that because obviously everything's going bad, and you need to hide all the crappiness of that. So there's lots of spices and things going in things. And so we're going to be making a peppered mushroom soup. I do have hidden away somewhere a helper. He's done some prep for me. He's going to try and assist me. Where are you? He'll turn up later, I'm sure. He's a sneaky bastard. He likes to hide around. But yeah, we'll crack straight on with the soup. So here we go. Okay, so we've got our ingredients going on here. It's not wildly complicated, which I love about soup. Soup is one of my favourite things to make. But yeah, simply put, I've got a couple types of mushrooms, chestnut mushrooms here, regular white button mushrooms. Use any type of mushrooms you want to use, as many or as, maybe not as few as you want, but you know, lots of mushrooms. It's a mushroom soup. I know it looks weird, but I've got potatoes here. Now the starch in potatoes will help thicken the soup naturally. You don't have to add anything extra in that respect. We've got some onions and garlic for the base. Obviously, I've got some peppercorns on the go here because we're going to pepper this soup. Bit of butter for cooking said peppercorns in, and unless you want to keep fresh stock or make it yourself, I'm going to cheat a little bit and I'm just using some stock cubes just for that natural flavour of stock. And that's it. So we're going to crack off nice and simply. I'm going to get this going. You want to fry off your onion and your garlic. First off the bat, nice and simple. I've done this, I've just chopped it roughly, get it all mixed through. I've done nothing special here, because at the end of this soup, it is all going to be blended together, with the exception of the peppercorns, which you'll see as we get there. I do use a stick blender, a food processor is fine, even like, I don't know, juice blender, anything of that sort of nature you can pop the soup into, blend it up, because this is not a soup with lumps in, this is a fine soup, and yeah, so you can just roughly chop everything to cook it off with. But I'm going to wilt these down, cook them down, whatever you want to say. And I am going to try, what the bloody hell was my ankle? Narg, where are you? It's terrible. Narg has become my assistant and he's useless. If I'm not cooking meat, he's not here. Narg! Right. While this cooks, I'm going to go hunt down Narg. I'll be back. Right, Narg, are you going to help with this dish or not? Narg no like vegetables. So? You didn't care when you were prepping them up for me. Narg hate onions. Make Narg cry. Right, I'm fed up with this guy. Sorry, Narg's not going to be appearing on. He's getting a bit camera shy. I'm just going to be polite there and say that. But yeah, where are we up to? Onions. Wilting down, garlic. I've thrown in potatoes. I'm going to start cooking that off. The potatoes take a while to cook, but you don't want to cook them fully. You just kind of browning them a bit, I suppose, at this stage. Basically, I just want to get all of this on the go, cooking away. Since somebody's ignoring me. Good help is hard to find, I tell you. He's great with a sword, apparently, although I'm yet to have seen that. Kind of thank God, actually, now that I've said that. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Narg will stick around, maybe he won't. Maybe Narg will be more interested when I'm cooking something with meat in it. Yeah? I don't know. What do you reckon, Narg? Are you going to come join in? Narg no play. Alright, fine. Maybe Narg's not so smart. Chill. Go, sit down. Go. Anyway. So we cook this away, and then, very, very simple, you want to add in all your mushrooms. Now, depending on the size of your pot and the amount of mushrooms you've got, you might not get them all in one go. I think I'm, I don't know, look at that. Might be risking it a bit there. I'm going to wilt these down a little bit first, and then I'm going to get the other mushrooms in. So we'll come back when I've got this all combined going on. Narg want meat. No, Narg. Narg want meat. No, Narg, it's a mushroom soup. You know, like you can't put it in there. Narg want meat. No. Yes. No. Narg, for Christ's sake, you can't have meat. Besides, there's not mushroom in that pot. Right. Narg, bugger off somewhere else. Leave me alone. Ugh. Fucking, he's just obsessed with meat. Silly thing. Right. Oh, sorry about that, ladies and gents. Where are we up to? Oh yeah. Sorry. We've got all our mushrooms in here now. They're all wilting away nice and gently. All the potatoes have started to cook up as well, which is just brilliant. Oh, love the smell of mushrooms. I mean, who doesn't love the smell of mushrooms? So, we've got that going on there. Let me just pop that bit aside for a second. I've made up my stock. So, I've just done an arbitrary amount of water for the moment, nothing special. Oh, now it's put meat juices everywhere. I'm just going to pour that in. Really, really simply like that. And then I'm just going to top up with more water. Okay. And when you're doing this, basically how high you have the water is how much soup you're going to end up making. You will get a bit more because of all the things being blended in, but it's not going to be an excessive amount more than that. But yeah, so there we go. And at this stage, I'm just going to pop the lid on. I'm going to crank the heat slightly, get that bubbling a bit. We're going to come back to this later, so don't you worry, I haven't forgotten about the pepper aspect. But I'm going to have a bit of a clean up, thanks to Narg. Yeah, I think it's time for a cup of calf. So, we'll see you there. Right, now go to your room, you stupid Trolloc. Oh my god. Hello, welcome to Calf Chat, where I stop from all the cooking and send Narg to the naughty step to chat to you quickly. Today's mug is brought to you by the Black Tower podcast. Woo. Yep, I won me a competition, the hashtag Dragonsworn competition, and I got me some Black Tower swag and some Dragonsworn swag. My Dragonsworn swag is upstairs. It's a face mask with Dragonsworn across the front, very nice. And yeah, I'm enjoying a nice cup of calf in my Black Tower mug. So, nice and hot. Cheers to you. So, what's been going on this week? Well, not quite as exciting as last time. No live chatting with stars. In fact, if anything, Barney's had kind of his Instagram and his Twitter just went, take it away. Oh dear, naughty, naughty boy. So, for those of you hoping to get in on a live stream, you might have to wait till he's allowed his phone back, I suppose. But never mind. Yeah, there's not a lot else been happening, with the exception of the Dusty Wheel cut of Winter Dragon. Woo! So, for those of you who aren't aware, many years ago, Radio Eagle Entertainment tried to keep the TV rights to make the production and put something together very quickly for, you know, I suppose licensing agreements, conditions or something like that. And we got the Winter Dragon, which was aired at like 2 o'clock in the morning, America, you know, Eastern or something, and was pretty crap. That's the only word for it. It was just crap. And yeah, the fandom really didn't like it, and luckily they didn't keep the rights anyway, and now Amazon have it. But Matt and Taylor over at the Dusty Wheel decided that they would do their own little edit of it and sort of chop it around a bit. And I have to say, it's epic. Like, they took 22 minutes of time where it's like, like, he said Elena more than I've yelled at Narg already type thing. And that was in the first minute. And they just made it brilliant. It was dark, it was gritty. They added some music over the top, which made a huge difference because the music they had previously was crap. And yeah, I just thought it was amazing. So much so that I made my joke about it today. And that Tam joke of the day, kudos to Taylor at the Dusty Wheel. It's not my Dusty Bug, but sorry guys. And the joke was, why is the Dusty Wheel the best place to go for information and rumours in all of Randland? Because Taylor knows how to take that trash gossip and turn it into something usable, and that's good. Love it. Well done, Taylor. Good on you. Well done, Matt, for directing over the shoulder, as he quoted it. And I look forward to maybe some more cuts of things that we didn't enjoy the ending of, or just didn't enjoy full stop. I mean, there's been talk of trim the Hobbit movies down to one movie, which I can understand. I mean, you took 3 books that were huge, 6 volumes, 7 volumes, something ridiculous like that, and you made that into just 3 movies. And you're like, let's take one Diddy book that's not even the size of 1 volume, we'll turn that into 3. Yeah, it wasn't needed, no. So yeah, trim that. Talk of trimming down, just adjusting Game of Thrones, which I've put a nice idea in about. Nice little twist plot at the end would be like, type moment. And Shannara Chronicles and all sorts of things. So, you know, Taylor is setting himself up a Patreon account. A Tatreon, I believe they called it. A Tatreon account to, you know, finance, editing, everyone's failed takes on things and having fan cuts of it all. Which I think is hilarious. But, yeah, if you haven't seen the cut, what have you been doing? You're missing out. Head over to my Twitter. I did share it on there, at @MalkiriR. You find it. Go find the Dusty Wheel. Just search Dusty Wheel. You can't not find them. They're there. They're huge. And check out their cut. It's on YouTube. It is brilliant. I can't describe how much I enjoyed it. And many, many people who are like, I hated this and now I almost like it. And some people are like, yeah, I hated this and now I love it. Some people are like, I was a bit before, but now I'm like, ooh, I'm really excited for the TV show. So yeah, a whole range of emotions going on there, and it was just brilliant. So yeah, so that's kind of the news for this week, or has happened since my last video, because they may always not be weekly. And yeah, I just a last couple minute chat about Narg. Now, I wanted in the system for a while, and no one was no one applied except Narg. He was out of a job. Apparently, Trollocs are no longer needed. I don't know why. And, you know, he said he's got good experience. Batch cooking. I'm a chef. I batch cook. You know, big giant pots of food. I was like, yeah, okay. He seemed quite impressed. Very smart, this Trolloc character. Very, very smart. In fact, that was one of the first things I learned about him. And, you know, he's running for mayor of Emmonsfield, so that may get in the way. He may end up... You know, people leave, they get better jobs, they move on, who knows. But so far I'm not too sure. He seems obsessed with meat. And no, go. Shush. And yeah, he's just obsessed with adding meat to everything. And I'm like, why? Why are you obsessed with meat? Like, why can we not have a vegetable soup? What's going on? And it just, yeah, I don't know if he's going to work out. Yeah. We'll see how we go with Narg. Maybe he will, you know, maybe he'll get better. I mean, I'm not even sure he can cook. I mean, his prepping skills are a bit sort of like, you know, hey, stop throwing stuff around. I'm being honest. You couldn't prep for crap. Right, that's it. Come here. Hey, welcome back from Cat Chats. So the soup has finished cooking. Oh, look at all that steam. Smells so good. And I blended it down with my stick blender. So you'll never get this perfectly smooth and silky sort of velvety appeal, because the mushrooms just don't blend down that much unless your stick blender is absolutely amazing. You could strain it, but I think you lose out on all the good mushroom goodness by doing that. But yeah, it just... oh, smells absolutely amazing, really, really delicious. And yeah, I think it's time we peppered this baby up. So what I've got here is I've just taken a nice tiny little panful of my peppercorns here. I've got a big mix, so I've got red ones, black ones, there's pink ones in there, there's all sorts of peppercorns in here, and it's really going to give it some kick. This is your judgment call here on if you're making this, as much or as little as you want. I'm going to be cooking it in some butter. Now I know that might sound a little weird, Rob, why have you not just cracked it in? But I want some richness, excuse me, I want some richness to this dish. And rather than just dry fry the peppercorns or anything like that, which is just going to fill your kitchen with peppercorn essence, and you may as well have just sprayed pepper spray in your mouth, basically. I've done it, I've seen it in the kitchen, people just dry fry peppercorns on the hob top, and it's, leaves people coughing for half hour, an hour, depends how bad you've done it. So I am going to dry fry it ever so slightly, but then I'm going to whack in the butter because I just want it to be frying and all the butter to be absorbing that flavour, and then that flavour will be mixed around in the soup, not just the peppercorns. So we'll get them on and we'll see how this works out. This, by the way, is not a recipe I found anywhere. This is one I made completely by myself. Well, I say by myself, Narg. Narg wanted to add things, but we chose not to. Or I chose not to be specific. Yeah, but this is a recipe all of my own creation. I say soups is one of my favourite things to make. Kind of like my signature dish. I'm just going to turn that down really low because I want the butter to melt a bit first while the peppercorns are heating up. But yeah, it's just, oh dear, I'm losing them already. Don't do that, Rob. Come on, melt butter. Melt butter. Here we go. So I really, oh yep, I can already feel it in the back of my throat. Peppercorn going everywhere. It's a good job I turned this down. There we go. Let's get them all coated in the juices. I'm going to hold that up to the camera. You see how juicy that's getting? Okay. That's all that butter in there. All the flavour that comes out of these peppercorns is going to mix. It's almost like we're making a pepper butter here. And I don't want to over fry these ones. You know, the longer you cook this, the more intense the pepper flavour is going to be. Obviously, you know, this dish is fairly peppered in the books. We don't know how peppered precisely. Sadly, Robert Jordan didn't think to write down recipes when he was doing things. But, you know, that's part of the fun of this channel, is I get to just take a wild stab at it. While we're just waiting for that to cook through, if you would like to see more of these videos, please put a comment in the bottom of the video there. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding ding ding, and then you will know every time I release a video, because I'm not perfect at the moment and they don't come out every single week on time. Sometimes there's a couple of weeks, a few weeks in between, depends how work comes out. I've got to get hold of the ingredients, obviously, editing software issues. So if you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments. Please like, please subscribe, hit the bell. It really helps YouTube know that you're enjoying this. Let other Wheel of Time fans find my videos, and I just really appreciate it. I am looking eventually to make this a bit more of a full-time thing, because I really love this. So all that sort of support will just know that will show me that I'm going in the right direction. If you've got any other characters you feel that I could possibly employ, because Narg's a bit crap so far. It's only day one. I mean, let's see. Maybe if I make a meat recipe, he's going to be a bit more in it. But so far, I'm not really that impressed. So we'll see how Narg does. Oh, definitely get a bit of pep there. Turn this up ever so slightly. You want to be careful, you don't want to burn the butter. Okay, but you do want to get the flavour out of these peppercorns. I want to soften them a bit as well by doing this, because that will also release some flavour. Once you add the peppercorns into your soup, you can still stick blend it if you wish. You're just going to be blending up the peppercorns into the soup. I'm going to choose to leave them whole. Okay, because I think that's going to add a really nice touch to the dish. And I think we're at a good stage now. So, let's, the butter's starting to bubble up, which I don't want it to do too much, otherwise it's going to end up burning. Look at all that. It's just buttery, peppery. Bet you never thought you'd see pepper butter being made. Hey, so let's pour that in there. Sizzling away as it should. Look at that sat on top there. That's pretty cool, I gotta say. Add some water there and soak a bit. There we go. Alright. Let's stir that in. This is going to add like a touch of oiliness to the soup. That's just my personal preference. I say you could add these peppercorns in at any stage. Obviously, the earlier you add them, the more intense flavour you're going to get if you just add them straight in. But I think that is great. We just need to do a final bit of seasoning and serve and taste. So we'll get that sorted. I'll bring you back and we'll see what it's like. Narg, the soup is finished. Do you want to try some? Alright, Narg, try. Vegetables! Narg! What the fuck are you doing, man? Hey, so, I've kicked Narg out because he was very rude and decided to throw the soup everywhere. And I put a lot of effort into this soup. You know, it did look really pretty. Luckily, I took a picture before I got Narg to try any of it because he kind of threw his bit all over my bit. But I don't know. Well, what harm can it do? I'm going to just give it a try anyway, even though Narg's thrown his leftovers in here. But is that extra peppery? I don't know. Let's have a try. So. Ah, that's brilliant. So what I did was, I did actually, when I seasoned it, I did add some more pepper. Because I was getting peppery through it, and it was very soft and very light, and it gave me like the zingy on the tongue, and I was like, I want a touch more peppery. I want a little bit more like bam type pepper going on. So that's what I've done. Added just regular cracked pepper in there, and it's just really brought it out. So it's giving that sort of pepper base, and then you've got the butteriness pepper sort of sitting there afterwards, and it's a good level. I'm really impressed. And yeah, I mean, you could garnish this with a little bit of cream. You could throw in some herbs or chives or something of that nature. I threw a bit of balsamic glaze on the top for a bit of contrast. But yeah, I think this is great. I definitely think that Narg is missing out, by all accounts. Just learn to eat vegetables, you stupid Trolloc. Yeah, and I definitely think that in the tower, when this got dropped as opposed to eaten, if they made it anything like this, they were missing out too. But, you know, my gain, their loss. We'll just go with that. So, yeah. That's another episode of cooking with myself here at Malkir Talks. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I say, please like, subscribe, comment, all those sorts of things. If you want to find me on my other social media accounts, you can find me on Twitter at MalkirR, search Malkir Talks as well. You can find me on Instagram at Malkir Talks. Usually put up food pictures, share a couple of things there. I'm not wildly active on Instagram. I share my Tam jokes on there, which are a daily thing on Twitter. And I share my food pictures. I'm a one-man band, and there's only so much social media I can handle myself. Obviously, you found my YouTube channel. If you want to get a bit more in-depth with me and my friends, my live recording, because there is a podcast as well, a theory podcast, all based on Wheel of Time. I have regular guests coming in, we're talking about all sorts of theories, and I also have my first time reader, Null, who joins me once a month, and we talk through a lot of things. We actually recorded yesterday. It's all still a work in progress, so we're still sort of finding the channels it's going, but people seem to enjoy it, and I certainly enjoy making them. It's a lot easier to make just the audio for a podcast than it is to make this video, because my editing software of a laptop is archaic and crap. The laptop, not the software. The software's just crap, it's not archaic. Well, it probably is archaic. I don't know. Anyway, tangent, do apologise. But yeah, you can check me out there. My hosting site is Anchor, but you can find me on all good podcast hosting sites. We're on episode 7, plus a couple of bonus ones in there, so you're not too far behind if you want to catch up now. I do apologise for some of the audio earlier on, so it's all a work in progress. But yeah, if you want to get a lot closer with me in terms of interacting and seeing what I'm up to, I have a Discord server. If you're not on Discord, do go check it out. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of Wheel of Time content creators and just fans in there in general. You know, Black Tower Podcaster inspired this dish. Dusty Wheel, who I've mentioned earlier, many others from all over the world, not just UK based or America based, but there's like Lesbian Nerdy, who's in South Korea. There's people from everywhere. You can interact with fans from all sorts of places as well. A link to my Discord will be below in the description, along with all my social media accounts and my information. So please do all those nice things. Let me know what you enjoyed. Give me suggestions for other things to cook. And until then, I'm going to sit down, enjoy my soup, make sure Narg's still on the naughty step, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.